Listen, there's a kind of sanity that looks like madness to the world. And right now, the world's calling it the other way around. You try to live straight. You try to hold on to decency when everyone around you treats moral boundaries like outdated software, something to patch out, something to ignore. You stand up and walk away while the crowd trades stories they shouldn't be telling in the first place. You choose silence over the cheap thrill of gossip. You protect your eyes, your ears, your soul, and the verdict comes fast. What's wrong with you? You're so weird. Suddenly, you're the odd one out. The label sticks. Idiot, out of touch, too rigid, too strange. Or picture a young woman who refuses to trade her dignity for a lie. She's not waiting for a trophy, she's waiting for a vow, for a will you marry me, not a just for fun. And the pressure comes not from monsters, but from well meaning adults who have redefined sin as self care. It's healthy to, you know, as if purity is a medical condition they need to fix. She holds her ground, and they don't call her wise. They call her naive. Or worse, they pity her like she's missing out on life. That's the twist of this age. What's sane in the eyes of God looks deranged to the crowd. And what the crowd calls normal feels like slow death to anyone who still believes in light and dark and right and wrong. There's an old prophecy from St. Anthony the Great. A time will come when the mad ones gather around the healthy man, point their fingers and call him the sickest of all, because he doesn't fit their madness. We're living in that hour. The measure of your sanity is now the proof of your insanity in their eyes. And if you go one step further, if you open the gospel and say, I believe in Jesus, the verdict is final. You've crossed the line. You're not just different, you're dangerous, because faith isn't neutral. It's a rebuke. It says there's a higher law. It refuses to play the game, and the world hates being called out. So here's the edge, the raw truth that cuts. If no one's ever called you an idiot for your faith, maybe you haven't really stepped into the light yet. Maybe you've kept the lamp dim enough not to cast shadows. Because the moment the light goes on, someone's going to squint and call it glare. This isn't about being superior. It's about being exposed. It's about choosing the cross over comfort, the truth over popularity, the quiet voice of conscience over the roar of the crowd. It's about standing in a room full of noise and saying, I won't join this. And yes, it costs. It costs friendships, it costs invitations, it costs the illusion of fitting in. But the alternative costs more, your soul. Because holiness isn't polished manners. Sometimes it's the jagged refusal to go along. It's the courage to be called a fool and still whisper, Lord, I trust you. It's knowing that the only label that matters is the one whispered in heaven, not the one shouted on earth. So wear the name they give you. Let them call you strange. Let them roll their eyes. Behind every sneer is a trembling fear that you might be right, that there's a standard higher than theirs. And behind every you're weird is a secret hope that someone still remembers what it means to be good. Don't soften the line to make them comfortable. Don't trade your truth for their approval. Stand where it hurts. Stand where you're mocked. Stand there because that's where the light is brightest and where the darkness shows its true shape. That's the edge we need, not a watered down faith that blends in, but a faith bold enough to look the world in the eye and say, I know what you call madness. I call it life.